Hi, this is Amber from the A team. I want to talk to you a little bit about Wakelet and how to use it for differentiation. Wakelet is an amazing curation tool that also has some fantastic built-in tools. I want to show you this little collection here. Each of the Wakelet things that you make are called collections, and when you curate something into the collection, it usually has some kind of topic around it. Well, the one that you're looking at now is about internet safety, but I further divided it into sections. So I have a section for teachers, I have a section for parents, and then I have a section for students. And then you can put different things into your Wakelet collection. So I want to quickly show you how to add something to the collection, and then we'll focus on how this can differentiate your instruction. So I'm going to click on Edit this collection, and then you'll get your edit tools. You'll notice that the simple tool is the plus sign, so I'm going to say that at the very bottom of this list, I'm going to add something new to my collection. So if I click on the plus sign, these are the different things you can add to a Wakelet collection. I can add a URL to any website address, some text, a YouTube video, I can add tweets, bookmarks, which work within the Wakelet system. So if you've bookmarked it with Wakelet, this is how you find it. Pictures, PDFs, items from your Google Drive, and you can even record a Flipgrid short video. Now let's take just a moment and talk about a URL, because I want to put a URL to a website here so that we can see how this works. So I'd like to add a website to this section for teachers, and I have a page here called DigSitCommit, and I want to copy this URL, come back to Wakelet, and paste the web address into this field. And you'll notice it immediately pulls in, and any images associated will be here, and it gives a little piece of information. Now I can click on Edit and edit the picture. If there are multiple pictures on the page, you can change the picture associated with it, but you can also choose from a library of images or upload your own. Additionally, I can come over here and change the text to say whatever I want it to say. So maybe I want to leave it because I really like what this says, but if you don't, you can simply delete that and type what you want. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save because I like what this says. And now I want to say that I'm finished. So again, to add something to your collection, you click the plus sign and you can add any of these items. Now let's focus on using the tools for differentiation. So I'm going to go ahead and publish and exit this Wakelet collection. And then I'm going to imagine that I'm a viewer coming to this Wakelet and look at some of the tools that you can use for differentiating instruction. Well, first of all, the primary part of differentiation is going to come from the person who's created the Wakelet. Have you provided resources in an organized format? Here I've divided them into 3 categories, so I'm hoping that it's easy for people to find the section of this that is appropriate for them. The other thing that I have is you'll notice that there's a little microphone icon at the top here. So I can actually click on this little speaker icon, and what I get is a page that allows me to do some different things to differentiate this content. So right now I have the ability, you notice how this first word is selected, I have the ability to click play and have it read aloud. Just for a second I'm going to click play so you can see what happens.
These resources are for teachers, parents, and students. Use these resources.
So you can see how it was reading aloud, focusing on one word at a time. I want to come next to the play button and click on voice settings and show you that you can change the speed at which the voice is reading aloud, as well as select a female or male voice. So this is one way you can change how this page functions for you if you needed information read aloud. Additionally, in the top right hand corner, there's some text preferences that I can set. I can increase or decrease the text size depending on my needs. I can also increase the spacing or decrease the spacing between the words and letters. I have a few font selections as well as themes. So if I need a dark theme, a black background with white text, I can make that happen. So you can give the person who's visiting your site, you don't even have to worry about how this works. It just does, and they can choose what works for them. There's also some other colors to choose from as well, but the main ones show up to depend on what an individual may need for their own reading of the article. So then I have some grammar options. So I can actually toggle on and off syllables. So if it's a beginning reader, they're able to break up the word into pieces to make it easier to read for themselves if they don't want it read aloud, as well as turning on different parts of speech. So if I want the nouns to be illuminated or the verbs to be highlighted in some way with a different color, all of these different labels I can show. Once you have something turned on, so I don't have any adverbs there, but once I have these adjectives showing, I can actually turn on labels, and it kind of labels each of those parts of speech as well. So you've got a lot of different tools right at your fingertips here. I also have reading preferences. Notice when it was reading aloud, it was showing me one word at a time, but maybe I would like 3 lines of text at a time so that I'm only seeing part of the article instead of the whole article at once. Additionally, I'm actually going to go back to the main article so that you can see that I'm not going to focus on just one line because I want you to see this. There's a picture dictionary. So if I really was not sure what students might mean, I have the ability to listen to that word read aloud.
Students.
And sometimes some of the words are going to come with pictures. So there's actually a little picture dictionary. So this is helpful for students who are just learning the language to kind of get some context. Again, that's in reading preferences. You can also translate the page. So if I wanted this translated into German for me, I wanted the whole thing translated, it's going to put it in German as well as read it aloud in German.
Diese Ressourcen sind für
if you would like it read aloud. So there's so many different options here for making this work for any particular learning style or need. So these showing your students these tools are going to really help them when they come to your Wakelet collection. So those are available simply when there's text on the page. You'll see the little book with the speaker icon, and you click on that, and then they have all those resources for them. The other thing that's available in a Wakelet collection is the ability to use a new tool called Read Mode. Any page that's a web page, you'll hover over it and you'll see this little beta read mode. So I'm going to click on the read mode, and what you'll see is something very similar to other tools that strip out all of the unnecessary advertisements or things that are distractions on the page, and it brings over just the text. So here I have the ability to just look at this page without all the distractions. If, however, I had just come and clicked on this link, it would take me to how it looks online, which is this is the same article we were just looking at, Help Kids Practice Smart Internet Habits. So if I go back and I click on beta, here we have Help Kids Practice Smart Internet Habits. So I can view it in a clean article mode, or if I am okay with all the distractions on the pages, or if they help me with my understanding more, then I actually can visit the original here, or I can go back and simply click on the link and get to it. But this Wakelet tool allows me to be able to strip away some of the things and make it simpler for me. If you do use read mode, I do want to show you that immersive reader, that icon that we saw before, is still available. So I can actually take the text of this article and I can put it in that same format we were looking at before to help read aloud, to look at parts of speech, to change the way something looks, or even the language of an article. So there's all sorts of things you can do to differentiate your instruction when you use the Wakelet tool.